All right, today we are digging into a really startling report that pulls back the curtain on a new, pretty much invisible threat in the world of remote work. We're talking about a high-tech heist that's happening right on our video calls. So we're going to break down exactly how it works, who's behind it, and, what this all means for the future of work.
So let's just start with a number. Get this. By 2028, it's predicted that 25% of all job applicants will be AI-generated or deepfakes. Think about that for a second. That's 1 in every 4 candidates. This is not some far-off sci-fi problem anymore. It is right around the corner.
And yeah, that statistic immediately brings up a huge question, not just for companies hiring remotely, but honestly for every single one of us trying to find a job in this new digital world. How in the world do you verify someone is real when your only interaction is through a screen?
Well, this all leads us to a totally new kind of candidate. These applicants aren't just, unqualified. They are purpose-built digital ghosts, designed from the ground up to get inside organizations.
So what are we talking about here? A deepfake applicant isn't just someone who's fudging their resume a little bit or puffing up their skills. No, we are talking about a complete digital facade, a synthetic video, a manipulated voice, probably a stolen identity. All of it is combined to create a ghost in the machine that looks, sounds, and acts real enough to pass interviews and actually get hired.
The crazy thing is, the very nature of remote work has created the perfect storm for this kind of fraud. I mean, without in-person meetings, those physical ID checks are just gone. Resumes, portfolios, they're just digital files that can be faked pretty easily. And with companies hiring from all over the world, it's become incredibly difficult to verify anyone's background. And the tools we use every single day, our video call platforms, they just weren't built to detect any of this stuff.
Okay, so how are these digital ghosts actually made? This is where it gets really interesting and honestly a little scary. It's becoming way easier than you'd think, and the tech is no longer just for Hollywood studios or spy agencies.
Yeah, this whole process has been, democratized. An attacker can literally just scrape photos from someone's public social media, feed it all into an AI, and boom, they can generate a new, controllable video of that person. What used to take a massive budget can now be done with consumer software for less than $50. Sometimes they can even do it in real time, right in the middle of a live video interview.
And when you look at who's being targeted, you can see this is anything but random. The threat is most acute in these sectors for a reason. These fraudsters are strategically going after industries with high-value data, critical systems, and super-sensitive information. They're not just after a paycheck, they're after access.
And look, this isn't just some theoretical what-if scenario. Let's look at some actual cases where these digital ghosts have successfully gotten inside major organizations. This really exposes just how serious this threat has become right now.
The report from Virtualization Options LLC goes into detail on this really sophisticated operation from 2023. It happened at a major cybersecurity firm, of all places. An applicant passed all their checks, got hired for an IT role, and almost immediately tried to deploy malware. It was only after they were on the inside that security finally flagged the strange activity and unraveled the whole plot.
So here's the crucial point, right? The motivation. The goal wasn't just to steal a salary, it was full-on espionage. This case really elevated the problem from just a corporate headache to a serious national security risk. They didn't want the money, they wanted the entire network.
And then you have the bizarre case of Kyle, this developer who somehow managed to get hired by multiple tech companies, all at the same time. Turns out, Kyle was just a professional impersonator who was amazing at interviews. Meanwhile, all the company laptops and equipment were being shipped to something they called an IT mule farm, where the actual completely unvetted work was being done by who knows who.
And if you think Kyle was just a one-off, check this out. The true scale of this problem was laid bare by a government investigation that's cited in the report. It uncovered a single coordinated operation that had successfully compromised over 300 American companies.
And that same operation successfully siphoned off nearly $7 million in salaries to overseas accounts. And get this, the funds were directly linked back to North Korean operations. They were basically using U.S. companies to fund a sanctioned regime.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the pattern this reveals. The attackers weren't just grabbing any old job they could find. They specifically targeted IT roles, the ones with system access, inside some of the biggest companies in the world. This was a strategic infiltration campaign, just disguised as regular recruitment.
Okay, so we understand just how serious the threat is. So what can we actually do about it? Let's talk about how organizations, and just as important, legitimate job seekers, are starting to fight back against this new wave of digital deception.
And it's so important to remember this isn't just a corporate problem. The fight against these fakes has real, tangible consequences for real people. Hiring is taking way longer, rejection rates are going up, and totally genuine candidates are being asked to go through these super invasive verification processes. It can feel like you're being treated like a criminal right from the start.
So the solution here isn't just one thing. It's a multi-layered approach. You need a really well-trained first line of human defense, recruiters who know the subtle signs to look for, and you have to combine that with advanced tech, like AI detection tools and biometric verification. It's a classic case of people, process, and technology all having to work together perfectly.
All of this leads us to the bigger picture here, an escalating technological arms race. It's a constant battle between creating fakes and detecting them, and it's fundamentally changing the nature of identity and trust in our digital lives.
Just look at this timeline. It shows you the incredible speed of this arms race. I mean, just a few years ago, deepfakes were glitchy and pretty easy to spot. Today, they're mainstream, and soon, it's projected they'll be so good that the human eye won't be able to tell the difference at all.
The path forward isn't about finding some magic piece of technology that's going to solve the whole problem. It's really about developing new standards for digital identity, constantly educating our teams on how this threat is evolving, and collaborating across entire industries to share what we know and build a more secure foundation for the future of remote work.
And that really leaves us with a final kind of provocative thought to chew on. In a world where our own eyes and ears can be so easily fooled by AI, we have to completely redefine what it means to trust what we see on a screen. It's a huge question and one we'll all be dealing with as we navigate this new reality.